Hi, I'm Richard from Craft Lighting and we're here to brighten your day. We use high quality LEDs with up to 50,000 hour lifespan. The lights have a range of colour from warm white, daylight to bright sunlight, and in each setting you have up to 10 levels of brightness. With a range of lights from magnifiers to flexible gooseneck lights to freestanding table lights, we have lights to suit all requirements. Power is supplied by a USB cable to either an adapter plug, battery pack or a computer, and our battery powered lights have a charge of up to 6 hours. For all your modelling lighting needs, visit us at some of the UK premier exhibitions or at craft-lighting.co.uk.
Hello and welcome to the workshop where you join me with Cavalex. Cav and Alex have joined me here to talk about all their latest projects, all their ongoing projects, including the Class 60, which we have a few new pre-production samples.
We do, yes. So in front of you can see 60028 in the Kappa livery, 60059 in Lowtall, and the striking steel on steel, which is an exclusive for Rails of Sheffield. So they're pre-production samples that arrived luckily just in time for Getz for us to show them off at Getz.
Now, one of the things that struck me at the Great Electric Train Show was that you had the latest sound profile on board, and you were demonstrating that to incredible effect, actually. It really did act as an immersive experience. Just talk us through.
Yeah, so the idea behind that was our friend Dave Cook kindly agreed to bring his excellent Stewart's Lane depot, and also thanks to Hornby Magazine for giving us a bit more space to accommodate that on our stand. And it gave us the opportunity to demonstrate the lighting and sound functionality of the latest sound file fitted to the pre-production samples. And by the response that we got all weekend from visitors to the stand, people were loving it. I know we were. It was hard at times to sort of stop playing and remember that we are actually there to interact and engage with people. But it was great to hear the sound and show people in its sort of natural environment, the depot scene, because it's done to a high standard, and it's a great scene to show off the model.
What are you most proud of in terms of the sound profile?
I think for me, having as Cav and I have listened to the raw sound recordings through the lot programmer, so not necessarily in the loco, the sound recordings are phenomenal. It has captured the sound of the Merle's engine to an absolute T, and then when you play trains with it, and you actually play with the model, you just find yourself sat in the driver's seat imagining that you're driving it, because the way the model reacts and functions and the sound to accompany the operation, it is just incredible. And you and Mike were there when we recorded 074 at Toten, so to come away with those recordings and now hear them in the model and to play with it, it is just, you just find you lose yourself. The other day I was out in the garage for an hour and a half, just went like that, and just driving up and down. It is, our thanks to ESU and DB for their help, but it was the sound file is phenomenal.
It really does bring it to life, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What about you, Cav? What do you like the most about it?
Yeah, as Alex says, it recreates that sound of that Merle's engine that we recorded at Toten. It takes you right back to that day when we were there doing it. But for me as well, it's how interactive it is, how much of it's you can play with the file. It really puts you in the mindset of a driver, not just in the cab, but also doing the stuff externally, getting in and out the cab doors, activating switches and whatever. It's all in there, and I think that kind of it's designed to tell a story, and we're all modelers that are sort of reliving our childhood almost, and we're all big kids playing with trains, and it's all about the imagination and being able to imagine yourself driving that train. And I think that just gives you that feeling, you're actually operating a loco rather than just pressing buttons on a toy.
Now, you've made some refinements to the decoration as well, haven't you?
Yes, we have. So since we had the first decorated samples, which 029 is one of those, we've done a few minor tweaks and enhancements. I think we said before, and you can see that in 001 at the front there. 001's almost an interim sample in that it's got a new body, but new body bogies, but the chassis is the same as on 029, whereas 02, 028, 059 and 062, they're completely new everything, which has the tooling tweaks and enhancements, things that Cav and I were not quite happy with, whereas the pre-production samples now have got those tweaks, which we're delighted with and very excited for them arriving early next year.
Now, one of the samples we've got in front of us really is particularly striking, which is the steel-on-steel one. I mean, that must have taken some time to get right.
Yeah, I mean, the factory spent months and months developing the process to apply that to the locomotive. We saw a lot of sort of pre-production sort of photographs of how they were trying to kind of doing it, putting the different layers on and whatever. And it is a very complex livery, and I think they've reproduced it superbly. There's it's a really, really smooth representation of the real application of the livery, and we're over the moon with how well they've done with that.
So when are you expecting the models to arrive?
So the models are in production, and we're still on target for end of January, subject to shipping and the usual caveats. But the factory are progressing well, and we're excited. Well, very excited to say the least.
Excited, we are absolutely over.
And how many versions are you doing in total?
It's 17, I believe, is it?
Yeah, I think it is 17, yes.
Yeah, I think it's... how many in the general range is it? And then we've got...
So in the general range, we've got 001, the DB Red, branded and unbranded, EWS, petroleum, construction, coal, and metals for the train load freight. Then we've got the load haul, Kappa, Colas, GVRF.
There's a good selection there then.
Yes.
And then several sort of exclusives for various retailers and obviously for yourselves.
Absolutely,
the DC Rail,
the DC Rail version that you can see there, 6002. So we're looking forward to seeing those arrive early part of January. But also here, we've got the samples of the Owen Cape wagons.
Yes, the PHA JYA box wagons. They're looking rather nice. These examples here are off the production line. So production is complete, and the factory are just sorting out getting those shipped over to us in the next few days. So we'll get those early next year.
Now, these are an exclusive commission, aren't they?
Yes, to Ultimate Model Railways. That's right. So there are 3 different versions. The original Foster Yeoman, which has the Yeoman rectangular panel, and then the slightly smaller panel at the end with the Y on, and then the revised Foster Yeoman livery, which you can see nearest to us, which has the Y and the Yeoman branding underneath, and then the unbranded for as they were running in their sort of final days of operation.
And these are available as 5 vehicle sets?
Yes, so they're available in a set of 5, 2 outers, 3 inners, and then there are also some additional inners for the original Foster Yeoman.
Okay, lovely. Look forward to those. So those are early part of next year as well?
Yes, subject to the shipping, yes.
And what about development of your other projects that you've announced, the Wagon projects that are still existing?
So the PHA, JGA, Barden Hill quarries, wagons, they're in production now. Production's progressing well. Production should be finished by the end of the year, so we're hoping they'll be here towards the end of January, maybe early February, depending on how things go. And then the BXA, JXA, the covered steel carrier and the scrap wagon that are exclusive to rails, they're going into production, so we think they'll probably be second quarter next year.
So lots to keep you occupied, in the sounds of things. And what to the future?
Well, we have a couple of wagons that are ready to go into tooling that we haven't announced yet, and we've been excitedly working behind the scenes on our Loco number 3.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
But you're keeping tight lips.
We are at the moment, yes.
For now, yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, well, look, guys, thank you so much for coming along and displaying your latest pre-production samples of the Class 60, and, of course, bringing the O&K wagons in for a nice, authentic load, which we've had running behind 60001. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Looking forward to seeing those. Hope you've enjoyed watching the video today. Thank you very much indeed for watching, and we'll see you next time.